What if Ben 10 ended with an adult animated series, like Adult Swim did with Samurai Jack Season 5? To some, that might sound like the best idea ever, and to others, it might sound like the worst. Let's talk about Ben one last time. Well, not the last time we'll talk about Ben, rather the short fan-made animated project I just put out on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out before watching this video, where I'll be telling you a little bit more about it, about the animation process, and what the plans are for part 2. As you now know, Ben One Last Time takes place in an alternate Ben 10 timeline where after years of saving the universe, an older Ben Tennyson finds himself in danger when something causes the Omnitrix to malfunction. But as painful as this looked for Ben, part 1 was incredibly challenging for me. Because I wanted part 1 to participate in the Inktank's Ben 10 15th anniversary fan celebration, that gave me 40 days to create it. The day I decided it was happening, I put pen to paper on writing a brief script that I knew was realistic and could be completed by December 27th. And before I knew it, it was time for animation. But before I could start, I needed to do a little bit of research. What are the characters gonna look like? Where does it take place? Why on earth did I choose to animate this in Photoshop? And yes, you can do that. And one of the main ways I've learned to animate over the years, besides just doing it, is watching actual animated shows, new and old. Once you start watching the little details frame by frame, you can appreciate it on almost an entirely new level when you think about how you would put these scenes together yourself. How many frames was that jump? Or how did they use lighting in this scene? You can learn just by watching. I actually used a VPN to watch shows that were blocked on Netflix in my country, which actually brings me to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Founded in 2010, PIA VPN is the leading no-log VPN service and has even won the PC Magazine's Editor's Choice. But what can they do for you exactly? With this VPN, you can change your IP address, conceal your location, and replace it with one from another network so your internet service provider and hackers can't track your every move. With over 20,000 servers in 70 countries, PIA VPN was incredibly helpful in helping me find animated shows on streaming services that were not available here in my country. For example, Netflix in the USA doesn't have any shows I'm looking for, but if I hop over and switch to my connection to Netflix Japan, I find way better ones. Actually, they've got some movies I haven't even seen yet. It also allows you to unblock Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney+, Netflix UK, Netflix US, and BBC from anywhere you are in the world. Ready to go back home? Just hit the kill switch button and you're right back on your local server. And the best part is, no logging ever. PIA VPN also has dedicated apps for all devices. Apps for Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, Amazon, Fire Stick, Linux, and also allows simultaneous connections for up to 10 devices. They've also added many methods of payments to make it easier for you, such as PayPal, Bitcoin, gift cards, and many more with a 30-day back guarantee if you're not happy with the service. If you've been thinking about getting a VPN and want to give it a go, click my special link down in the description below where you can get 3 years and 2 months free for only $79. That's just $2.08 a month. Making animations costs significant amounts of time and money, so I'm very thankful to PIA VPN for sponsoring this video. With a little over a month to finish it, I decided early on that I was not going to have time to do things that they do in the show, like cel shading by hand. Every frame had to be drawn and colored, and every shot needed a background. And as you can see, just having the animation composited with the lighting effects, it looks so much better and saved a lot of time in the end. You know, you can almost see why some stylistic choices are made like these on other animated shows, which brings me to character design. The Omnitrix Ben has on his wrist in this timeline is streamlined and minimalist, not only because it is supposed to be part of him in this story, but it was far easier to draw than many of the other designs I've seen. Not to mention, it was something I totally had to improvise on the go with the little time that I had. However, the original alien I created for part 1's flashback, Skelepede, was almost the exact opposite of that decision. But of course, the night before I was supposed to animate this scene, I decided it would be a fantastic idea to have it be a skeleton made out of bones. As you can see, the original design featured more moving pieces and legs, but I'm honestly happy with how he came out on screen. I think he looked cool in motion. I was ultimately pretty happy with it. It was at this point that I knew things were about to get a lot more challenging, since most of the animation in the first part of the story involved people sitting, getting up, and standing. If this was going to feel like an epic fight on any scale, I needed to find a way to get these two to fight. I knew that action was something that this series was going to require, and as you can see, it was a very tedious process timing out these shots and then drawing them perfectly frame by frame. The outcome was very rewarding, but I will say this would not have happened unless I just pushed myself to do it. Yeah, so enough about that, but what about part 2? So I consider part 1 to be much like a pilot, in that part 2 will probably see similar techniques used, but for the next part I want to create character sheets and time out the story a bit better so that pacing allows the viewer to breathe a bit more. And now, for the future. At the end of part 1, Ben is forced to come to terms with the fact that something is wrong with the Omnitrix, and it has something to do with what happened years ago. It looks like he can still go hero, but not for very long, or he's in pain. What is happening to Ben and the Omnitrix, and where is that device now? This is truly a passion project of mine, and I want to work on it when I have time and enjoy the process. As incredible as it is to have part 1 under my belt, it required a lot of late nights and early mornings to get even this long of a clip out there, not to mention all the coordination with all the incredible talent I had helping on this. With your help, by sharing part 1 of Ben one last time and supporting videos like this, I can go on to make more parts and spend more time on making the next one, knowing that people are looking forward to it. So before I forget, make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss anything else, as well as follow me on Twitter and Instagram where I'm constantly posting updates on what's happening here on the channel. You do not want to miss it. I would love to hear some of your theories or ideas as to what's to come in the following parts, but until then, I guess I'll get back to work on the next one. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for the insane amount of support on the channel this year. It literally does not go unnoticed. I read every single comment. I am so thankful for all the love and support you guys have shown me this year. It is literally insane. You can trust that next year we'll be doing a lot more animations. I also do like doing these talking head videos where I'm just talking to you guys. I want to do more live streaming, more of this, and also and whatever else I can come up with. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, and I'll see you guys next year. Until next year, it's hero time.